you haven't played Final Fantasy 13.
Nope, never owned a PS3 or an Xbox.
You could get it on. You could get it on Steam.
Fuck that shit. I'd much rather play Bayonetta.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who played all of 13, and I enjoyed it. It's not a good Final Fantasy game, but it's
good disclaimer.
It's pretty. It depends how much you like corridors. I'm pretty fond of corridors, so.
I mean,
I didn't hate it.
A lot of architects can get behind that, I guess. Yeah.
I'm in mid camp where I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. I was like, it was fine. It was not as bad as what followed it.
Well, I mean, a bit of a low bar we're setting here.
Yeah. And so I'll set the start. You are Lightning. You are Cloud, but with pink hair and a woman. You're
Cloud, but with pink hair and a woman.
Yeah.
You have a woman.
So you're cross-dressing Cloud with pink hair. You have a gunblade, but it's cooler than the gunblade in 8 because it like transforms between a sword and a gun.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Lightning's got a really good character design, to be fair, in this game. She looks really cool. You're on a train because there are 2 planets.
Huh.
There's the planet that everyone lives on.
Yeah.
Which is the hype planet where they throw festivals and everyone's happy, except there's like a dictatorship. And so
everyone's forced to be happy.
Yeah, and then there's another planet which is kind of attached to it through like a space continuum, and there's a train that goes there.
So sort of like a wormhole.
I think it's a moon that's close to you.
Huh.
And that planet supposedly has a load of people that are like not as advanced living on it, and it's apparently it's a bad place. And
no.
So the government gets a load of second-class citizens and decides to ship them out to the other planet because they have a population issue.
Oh, of course.
It's the Gundam thing of they send people into space but they send them to this
When will they ever learn?
And they're like, it'll be fine. So you're on a train, you're Lightning. She's actually a cop. She's actually a cop who's decided to go undercover to investigate the trains and stuff. And also to find her missing sister. I don't know why this is why she decided to find a missing sister.
Surely she would be aligned with the people sending the train.
Yeah, she works for them, but she thinks that her sister has gone missing and she's been having doubts about how the government's working.
Oh,
so she goes on the train. There she meets Saz, or whatever his name is.
Sasha!
The black guy with the afro.
This is starting to sound a lot more like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, it's slightly racist. It's not as racist as people say.
Well, it's not as racist as Barrett, at least.
No, I hate Barrett.
Barrett is so racist.
Sash gets a chocobo that lives in his hair at some point. I don't remember when, but it happens later. So you meet him on the train. The train crashes, but because it gets attacked by robots. And then there's a tutorial. No, it doesn't get attacked by robots. It gets attacked by a resistance force, which is led by Snow, who is a douche with a hat and a trench coat. And he looks like a surfer dude, and he's the kind of guy you wouldn't want to know. He leads his like terrorist organization, and he has like some other characters with him that are pretty cool, but they're barely in it, so I forget their names and they're not that important. And he helps a bunch of the people who are getting shipped, and then he gives them guns. He's like, help us fight. And then some woman goes to help him fight. She's like, yeah, I'm going to do it, mate. And then he gives her a gun. And then they're on a bridge, and the bridge explodes. And he tries to save her, but she ends up falling to her death. And then her son is there, and her son just sees her falling to his death.
To his death?
To her death.
Oh my.
and her son blames Snow, the leader of the resistance, for his mother's death. And he's like, that bastard, I need to get revenge on him. But he's kind of wimpy. He's a bit like Shinji, if Shinji wanted to kill someone.
And there wasn't a robot for him to get into.
And there wasn't a robot for him to get into.
That's shit.
It is shit.
That's just shit.
So, and then he meets... Who's the other party member in this game? Oh, she's not in it till later, that's fine.
I mean, the fact that he couldn't remember his party.
Yeah, he meets this other girl who's also there. And the other girl's like, it's fine, I'll help you do something. They steal a helicopter, and they go in their helicopter to there's a temple nearby or something. And they take refuge in the temple, and Snow ends up getting there eventually as well. And that is where Sash and Lightning head, because robots start coming out from the temple. I'm probably getting this horribly wrong. I don't know why there's a temple in the city. It's fine. And more backstory plot. There are actually a bunch of gods. The gods are like giant creatures that are better than humans theoretically, and they run society.
Theoretically,
it would be like the gods disappearing from society would be like the internet disappearing from modern day. It would cause chaos.
But on the other hand, you wouldn't have to deal with 4chans.
No, but the gods give everything power. They like give electricity and stuff. So if they were gone, it would be bad. So the gods, we essentially worship them and run society according to them. There are 2 sets of gods. There's gods on the gods on each planet don't like each other. Okay, and so you meet this one big god, and it has Lightning's sister, and Lightning's sister encases her in ice, and Lightning's like, oh shit.
Fuck, mate. What's this?
No. I remember now. The gods can, if it hits people with their tentacles, and it.
That went in a different direction very quickly.
The gods can inflict a status effect on you. Essentially, they put a brand on you, and then the brand turns you into the slave, and it gives you magic powers. It lets you use magic. And you have to do the will of the thing within 60 days, or you get turned to ice.
Okay.
That is why that's why Lightning's sister was there, because Lightning's sister got hit with a brand, and then she went back to see the god, and that's why Lightning turned there. Okay. And it turns you into Lassie, because they're called like fancy of the gods. Lassie is what you become when you're infected by one. So you're all infected, and so there's 5 of you there. There's Lightning, there's Black Guy, there's Snow.
I like how you don't even make an effort to remember.
I forget his name. I think it's Sash. Sash. He has guns. He holds them sideways because he's cool. And then there's Hope, the little boy, and then there's Vanille, who is the girl who just happened to be there. She has a weird staff weapon, and she's got a really annoying voice. And you all get infected, and then you end up on a snow planet, and then you're like, shit, the government's gonna want us now because we've been turned into terrorists, kind of.
Accidentally.
We're accidental terrorists.
Accidental terrorism.
We've got 60 days to do shit.
Yeah.
And this is where I start to struggle. Yeah, I know you're travelling around and there's loads of tutorials for a while. This is like 3 hours in and the tutorials are still going because you've only just got magic and only just can level up.
Something tells me that's a really bad way of doing things. I mean, admittedly, Persona 4 has a similar record, but I mean, come on.
But you do stuff in the meantime.
You do actually do things, and they're relevant.
So you go around this ice planet and you start fighting monsters, for the Final Fantasy creatures, and then the government comes for you. Wait, no. Snow finds someone stuck in the ice. I don't remember what's stuck in the ice, but he tries to get what or who stuck in the ice out by hitting it with his fist.
This can't possibly go wrong.
And the government starts to turn up, and you're like, the government's coming. And then
the British are coming!
Oh, and Snow is also the fiance of Lightning's sister. I forgot about. Yeah, Lightning's sister is there, stuck in the ice, and she's stuck in the snow, and Snow's punching her, trying to get her out of the ice. Because she's his fiance, and Lightning's like, we need to leave her for the moment because the government's going to come and we can't do fuck all. And they have a fight, and then everyone leaves without Snow. And then the government come for Snow, and they point their guns at him, and then a woman with tribal tattoos, who's like the coolest character in the game, turns up and is like, you're right, mate. I think she might have an Australian accent. And she's like, good day, Snow. You need some help with your Barbie. And she has a staff, and she helps you fight, and then Snow summons an Aeon. It's the ice one.
Yeah.
What's the ice one called?
Shiva.
It's Shiva.
It's always fucking Shiva, isn't it?
Shiva's 2 women, and they join together to form a motorcycle. And he rides. When you use it in battle, it's like burst mode, and it puts you in a special mode for a certain amount of time, and you can do like combos using the special attacks. It's okay. It's a weird mechanic because everyone in the game gets one summon, which can transform into a vehicle. Then it goes to everyone else. They're traveling through a mine, and Lightning and Hope have a heart-to-heart about something. And then
I thought you were going to say heart attack there.
They don't have a heart attack.
Oh.
And so that happens, and then at some point Sash finds a baby chocobo and puts it in his hair. It lives in his afro. And then you get attacked by a robot. I'm guessing it's robots. I keep saying robots in this. I don't know if there are actually any robots. You get attacked by a robot, and lightning's her brand hurts or her chest hurts, and then a crystal appears and she smashes it, and then she gets her summon, which is Odin? No, maybe. I don't know. It's a thing. It turns into a horse. That's what I remember. With a scythe. The horse spins the scythe around. Maybe it's probably Odin. I'll say Odin. And then
could be Loki.
Yeah, and then you go to a big city that has a factory, and there's a god there, and you want to speak to the god, and it makes grain.
There's a god that just makes grain.
Yeah, that's what it does. It's his job. It's just
it puts food on the table.
And there's like the slimes that have police helmets on, which is one of the things I remember because I really like the design of that enemy. And the town is called Porum, because it's a reference to Final Fantasy IV. and then you go there, and then you find...
Is it made of stone? Does it have lots of stonework?
No, it's just like a big city. It's not.
And
then you eventually fight your way through, and you're like renegades, and then you meet you meet the god, and it doesn't speak, but it gives you a vision. I don't remember what the vision's of though. Then an airship turns up, and Sid is on the airship. And in this game, Sid is like a young, handsome anime guy. And Snow and that girl Snow meets are also on the airship, and they're like, this is another resistance. And
we made our own with blackjack and
yeah, join our other resistance when this game needs to have an airship, even though you don't get to decide where to go like in all the other games on the airship. Right, what happens from this point in the game? You all join the resistance, apart from Sash and Vanille. They go to a concert.
You know, either join the resistance or go to a concert. That's a good choice.
They have a heart-to-heart, and Sash tells her that his little boy, who also has an afro, was infected with the brand and became a disease, so he was actually also undercover on the train at the start to try and meet the guy and save his son. And
people really have a lot of heart-to-hearts in this.
And then they get attacked by the government, and they want them because they're the sea, and there's a villain who's like a female dragoon, I think. And then Zash releases his persona, which I don't remember what it is. I think it flies. I don't remember what it is. It's fine.
Garuda?
I don't know. And then he and Vanille, and then like, oh, maybe we should go back to everyone else. So you go back to everyone else, and then
I'm not reading the document.
You go to attack the main capital. And you meet the head of the main capital, who's a priest, and the priest says he speaks to the sky god.
So
because the capital is in the sky because it's on top of a god.
So you're saying,
And then the priest who runs the religion, who's the head of the religion, is the only one who can speak to it apparently. And you meet up with him, and then he's like, you meet up with him, then he's like, yeah, that was bullshit.
Yeah, that's clearly
and the
bullshit.
priest himself is actually one of the gods. He's the only one that can speak, so he transforms and he wrecks your party. And then you're like, I don't know where to go now, so then you run away and go to the other planet.
Why are the gods in this such assholes?
Yeah, they're all assholes. So you go to the other planet, and Vanille, the girl in your party, and Fang, the other cool woman in your party, are both from the other planet. And you go back, and they were like, we were actually frozen and sent forward in time in order to save the future.
Oh dear.
And you go to their hometown, and there's no one there, and everyone's dead. So the other planet is like the post-apocalypse, and they lied about sending everyone there to live happy lives. They were sending them there to kill them, because there's nothing there except for angry gods who hate humans.
Oh god.
And like wild monsters that kill everyone.
So it's an everybody's dead Dave scenario.
Wait, no. Something else happens. Before that, I think you go to try and get a train to go there. I don't remember why you're trying to go there. I think you're trying to just meet up with the monster, with the god that put the brand on you. Hope, who's the little boy, decides to try and get his revenge on Snow, who he blames for killing his mother. And so he attacks him And then he's like, I feel kind of bad. I'm gonna forgive you, maybe. It's just because you kept being like, look at me, I'm a super cool hero, even though you murdered my mum, and that pissed me off. But I'll forgive you now. But we're not bros. And then, so then they go.
I mean, we're totally not Baka.
Yeah, because then they go to the planet, and then they get over it, and that's when he gets his summon, which is a thing. It's a big robot, kind of. I don't remember what it's meant to be. I think it's called Gilgamesh. I don't know. And then that's when the game becomes open world for a bit, and you run around a big field and meet monsters, and there's lots of little side quests, and it takes a really long time. And this is the bit that everyone says they liked. This is the bit I actually didn't like, and it took so fucking long running around this area. But there were cute sheep. I met the sheep, and you get to fight a giant cactuar, and stuff happens. Anyway, once you're done with that, you go through to the next area. Get what happens. You see some dead stuff. Oh, the other characters get their summons. Fang, who's the cool woman, gets Bahamut, which turns into a jet, which is really fucking cool.
Is this like that anime where the girl just jumps and turns into a plane?
Yes, but it's a dragon that turns into a plane and then she rides it.
That's really cool.
It's really, or is it?
Well,
it's either a jet or an Apache helicopter. The other girl, Vanille, gets her persona, which turns into like 8 steamroller or something. I don't remember.
8 steamrollers.
I never used her. I used her once to see what it looked like, and then I took her out of the party. So then I don't remember what happens. You go to see the god again, and then it's like go fight that king, and then stuff will be cool. And then you go back. So you spend a while on this planet, and I don't remember what you do. And then you go back to your other planet, and the world's messed up. And then there's like a dream sequence VR level. I don't know. I'm really forgetting at this point because I was so tired because I just wanted the game to end. And there was lots of corridors in this palace, and then you get to the end, and then you see the priest guy again. And he's like, "Oh, I'm an evil god." And
no shit.
He turns into a big weapon thing with loads of faces, and he's the final boss, and he's actually got a really cool design, and he's actually kind of challenging, which is nice because the rest of the game's not at all. and he's actually a really decent final boss, and I was happy with that.
Yeah.
And you beat him, and then for some reason the world is planet is gonna crash into the other planet.
Just because, you know.
Just because something's gonna happen.
Killed the sky god or something.
Yeah, yeah, it's because he was the sky god.
Oh god.
Yeah, and
god.
You kill him, so the planet's gonna crash. So then, the 2 women who are like Vanille and Fang, who are frozen in time, are like, oh, this is the reason we were frozen in time. It's so that we can turn ourselves into a big crystal pole.
Why is it always crystals?
Yeah, because they turn into a big crystal pole and hold the planet up so it doesn't crash into the other planet, and everyone is saved. And then you're in a field for some reason. Snow, Lightning, and Sash and Hope are in a field for some reason.
Huh.
And then maybe Hope's ghost mum appears. I'm not sure. And then Sash's son and Lightning's sister, who were ice, are like back and they're normal, and then they run towards each other and hug, and then like Snow is like, oh. Then Lightning gives Snow and her sister the wedding present, and then the game ends, and then this gets retconned at the beginning of the second game.
For the love of God!
But that's Final Fantasy 13.
You're